No limits. No limits. This morning is all about challenging you to understand what no limits means in your life right now. No limits. Absolutely no limits. That's what we're talking about this morning. And I got to press in. I got to drop this gem, this nugget, this revelation into your spirit so that you can receive what God has for you. No limits. Can you put that in the chat area? I want you to put that in the chat area right now. No limits. Let's greet some folk, and I'm gonna jump right into the word with the text to talk takeaway, 5 minutes or less. Let's greet some folk, and then we're gonna get with it. Good morning, Erica. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Brenda. How are you? Good morning, Elder Mobley. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Vicky. How are you? Valerie, how are you? Angela, how are you on this morning? What a wonderful morning it is, without a doubt. And this morning we're dealing with no limits. We're going to get with the no limits thing. Oh, before we do that, greet a couple of more folk, and I just want to press right in. I know I look a little different, not me personally, but the whole presentation. I don't know what's going on with my desktop. I'm having to use my laptop. So if I look tiny, trust me, it's me. It's me. But this morning, let's talk about no limits. And I want you to do this. I want you to do this uh, without sharing something that you don't want someone to know. Put in the chat area now. What do you believe in God for? What do you believe in God for, Deborah? Good morning, Deborah. How are you on this morning? What do you believe in God for on this morning? And I'm going to speak to that. It dropped in my spirit this morning while I was working out, and I got to speak to it without a doubt. Good morning, Melanie. How are you? You almost were the last one. I'm gonna speak to Carolyn, and then we're jumping into the word on this morning. Peggy, I said the last, but you are also the last. Here we go. No limits. How about that? How about that? Let's deal with this. The text to talking to takeaway, 5 minutes or less. Matthew 9:29. The context of the text is this. Here are two blind people, blind men coming up to Jesus, and they want to see, of course. And what does Jesus say to them? Do you believe I can do this? Do you really believe that I can do this? Both of them said yes. Jesus touched them, and they saw. The paraphrase of that, one translation is what grabbed me. Another translation of that same text is this. You will have what your faith expects. You will have what your faith expects. How about that? I want you to grab a hold of that. You will have what your faith expects. I love that translation. Here's the three things that grab me when I look at this. What is it that causes us not to have all of the things that we want from God? And we're believing, or are we believing? The first thing is this. Our faith gets tired. What are the three things that keep us from receiving what we should receive from the Lord? The first thing is this. Our faith gets tired. Yeah, I said that. And you have to grab a hold of what Joshua and Caleb said, that when they got into the promised land, they made the statement, look, we are as strong today as we were the day this whole journey began. Over time, your life experience will impact your faith. It will. And if you're not careful, the second thing will happen. Your faith will wear out. Your faith will wear out. Come in Galatians and talk to us. Galatians says this. Be not weary in well-doing. Now, Paul would have told the church at Galatia, don't get weary, if you would get weary. All of us get weary. And when you begin to look at what God is doing in other folks' lives and seeing the outcome in their lives and not in yours, that's the third thing. Your faith falters because you're looking at everybody else. Put some blinders on. Get focused on what God is doing in your life and watch God move. Because according to the text, you will have what your faith expects. And our expectations, we begin to manage it downward the older we get because of the life experience that we have and the lack of seeing something happen in our lives. So I want to encourage you this morning. I want to share this word with you this morning. I don't know who you are, and I know I'm talking to myself too. Stop letting your faith get tired. Don't let your faith wear out. And don't let your faith falter looking at the outcomes of other people. But what he's done for others, he can do for you and me. What's your takeaway this morning? Refresh your faith. You know how you have to refresh your computer sometimes? Refresh your faith. And watch God do what God said he's going to do. And I believe that. I'm agreeing with you right now. Share this, man. If it bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. Got more manna for you in the morning.